Howdy, it's Nix, and today we're going to be working on the Addams Family. So, the Addams Family, or otherwise known as the original Goth Family, is a interesting family if you've ever watched any of the Addams Family shows or movies or anything like that. I don't know if you know, but they had a show in like 1964 or the 1960s or whatever. I'm not exactly sure about years. And as I was doing this, I went ahead and looked it up because I remembered the song from there. Like most people remember the song with the in there. So yeah, that's what you think of. I think of that song when I think of the Addams Family anyway. I love that song. But anyway, I went ahead and looked that up and I thought I had never seen a 60s version of it. But I was like, oh wait, you know what? Like if you ever watched any of those old like one of those channels that play all of old TV shows, they used to put the Addams Family on. So I think I did see a couple episodes before, but yeah. So when I first started playing The Sims 4 and I saw the Goth Family, I immediately thought of the Addams Family because I was like, oh, okay. So you can tell that that the Goth Family was heavily inspired after the Addams Family. As I was doing this, I really think that my Morticia Addams and Bella Goth pretty much look fairly similarly. Look, I think when you remake Bella Goth, she tends to look like this for the most part. But I didn't really know much about the Goth Family because, as you know, or as you may or may not know, The Sims 4 was my first Sims game, and I didn't know that the Goth Family existed in previous renditions of the game, or I didn't really know that, they had lore for a long time until I started watching some more YouTube videos about The Sims and about the Sims franchise and how, the lore over the years has declined. But I was reading more about The Sims 4 and everything and the Goth Family because, that seems to be a family that like a lot of people tend to really enjoy. But yeah, as I was reading more into it, I saw that they based the Goth Family houses off of the Addams Family TV series and the 90s movie, which is the one I'm really more familiar with is the 90s movies of the Addams Family. Now don't ask me what happened in those movies because I haven't watched those movies in years. Like I haven't watched those movies in years, but that's the one that that's the ones I remember the most anyway. But yeah, apparently Addams Family is like very old. They were created like first in the 30s or something like that, 1930s. I was like, oh, okay. And what media format? I don't recall. I just happened to see that and glancing as I was doing some slight research for this. But yeah, it just happened a while since I've done a goth style. So I was like, yeah, let's do the Addams Family. So I haven't done any goth Sims since I don't think I've put out any goth Sims really. So yeah, I was like, yeah, let's do the Addams Family. That's a good family for that. And I had all these items that I wanted to put on my Sims. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. And they were just the perfect family for it. And without having to do the Goth Family from the game, I was like, why not do the originals? Because, like I said, I'm more familiar with the Addams Family than I am with the Goth Family from The Sims 4. I don't think I've actually ever played with them, even though I know people, again, love the Goth Family. I just haven't actually played with them yet. One day I'll get around to it. But yeah, I had a hard time trying to figure out how to dress them. Only because, the Addams Family tends to, they look like they come from very old money. They've seen the old world. They're very eccentric and what they like. But I don't feel like they would dress too inappropriately. I don't know how modernized they would be. I feel like they're kind of stuck in this kind of old world type of situation. But at the same time, like they would like antique stuff and like old dress. But then again, I was like, well, then how much would the kids like that? Like, how would Wednesday grow up? How would Pugsley grow up? How would they feel about having to dress like an antiquated way? Like, how would they feel about that? I guess they wouldn't care too much, but it just depends. I don't know. So I felt like I wanted them to have, I want the kids to have a slightly more modernized, not slightly, a more modernized look than Morticia and Gomez. So I was struggling in between going back and forth though with Wednesday because I wanted Wednesday to be younger than Pugsley because in the old series, in the 60s series, she was younger than Pugsley. But then in the 90s movies, they made her older. And then I know like a few years ago, they came out with the animated movie. I have not watched the animated movie. So I'm not sure what their ages are in that one, but I'm pretty sure it's probably based off a 90s movie because, you know, that's the one that most people now probably remember is the 90s ones, just because, you know, that was like the most recent thing before I think that animated movie. So yeah, but I wanted her to be younger than Pugsley. So I went ahead and made her younger. Like I did get her like the teen body, but I used that Lumia preset to make her smaller basically. So to make her smaller so she can wear like the teen to adult clothes, but she's smaller because I want her to be somewhere between like 13 and 14. Well, it's somewhere between 12 and 14. I want her to be somewhere like between 12 and 14. So I thought that was, you know, that Lumia mod was a good way of doing that. I had a hard time trying to figure out their personality too as I was doing this because, like I said, I'm more familiar with the 90s versions of her, of this family. So I was like, okay, so Morticia and Gomez were very romantic towards each other. They really did care about their family. They're very eccentric in how they express their love for their family. It was very interesting. And then the kids, Wednesday seemed to be, I don't want to say withdrawn, because she wasn't withdrawn. She was slightly mean. She was slightly mean, but she was confident in herself. She like went where she did what she wanted for the most part, and you know, she was a relatively good kid when it came to listening to her parents and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay. But I was just trying to figure out like how I would make them. I really didn't do a good job with picking out the personality traits on that. So I was just like, I really didn't know what to put. And then Pugsley, I don't really remember Pugsley's personality very much, which is sad. I really don't though. So I feel bad. I really didn't know what to put for Pugsley. I really had no idea what to put for Pugsley and his personality. I know that they tend to make Pugsley a bit overweight, but because of the skin I had for Pugsley, he really didn't look like it. He just looked like, if you look at it from the side, sometimes he just looked like a pregnant woman. His stomach is just sticking out there just a little bit. But like, because the way that the skin is cut on the stem, it don't look like that from the front. Like from the side, you just see his belly sticking out just a little bit. You know, have you ever looked in the mirror and you was like, oh, I look good from the front. Then you turn to the side and you was like, ooh. So yeah. Look, so yeah, that. But yeah, so I really didn't know what to give Pugsley, but I did not create Hubert. So all you Hubert fans out there, which is the baby that they had in the second Addams Family movie that came out in the 90s. So yeah, if you wanted little Hubert, I'm sorry, he doesn't exist in this one. He doesn't exist in this one, but I was reading up on this. Like, as I say, I was doing a little research on this, and apparently they were going to change Pugsley's name to that, and I think in the old 60s version or something like that. But they didn't think that like it would be approved over the airways, I guess, or something like that. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. But they went ahead and just made him, they just created him in the second Addams Family movie. So I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. So I wonder if they come out with a second animated movie, if they did not have Hubert in the first one, because I have no idea what the heck was in that animated movie because I have not watched it. If they would put him in a second animated movie, I might check it out one day. Let me know, was it any good? Was the Addams Family movie, animated movie, any good? Should I go check that out, or is that a waste of my time? Is that a waste of my time? Just let me know. But yeah, so like I said, I really didn't know what to put for Pugsley because I really didn't remember his personality from the movies or the series. So I was kind of like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to put for you. Oh, I did try to base a lot of the outfits off of the 90s one, so you'll see a lot of stripes for Pugsley and Gomez. I didn't want to make too stripey though, but yeah. So you'll see a lot of stripes for both of them. But anyway, we're getting close to the end of the video. I thank you all for taking the time to watch this. I hope you all enjoyed. Please stay to see their final look. I will release them for download in a couple of weeks. There'll be a CC link and everything by then. I apologize, I don't ever put the CC links out with the videos. About a lot of times I'm just behind on a lot of things. But anyway, thanks for taking time to watch this. I hope you all are doing well, and please take care of yourselves until next time. Bye.
But you rolled your eyes. Now I'm mortified and still terrorized. Push me behind to get me from my better side. I wanna push you back, but that's all you want. Wanna wrap me up, I'm holding back. Trying to get me framed, throw me in cuffs. Said I attacked you, that's just a false truth. No need to argue. And yeah, I've had enough. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone. I find you there. There's more to me. Everywhere I try to go alone, I find you there. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. Oh, there's more to me. Anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. I find you there. I'm so scared to leave my house, so I cannot run free from this. Always being watched by you, and that's so inconsiderate. My privacy, does that exist? Probably haven't heard of it. Need to live a different life.